So here we have a matrix A, and you can see it's a 3 by 3. So we want to find the determinant of a 3 by 3. Okay. All right. What you want to do is this. We reproduce column 1 and column 2 on the left of the matrix. So take a look at what you have here. This is your original matrix A, right? Now, you take column 1 and column 2 and you just clone them here. Just clone them. All right? Now when you do that, you have to find the products of some diagonals. Okay? So when you do it this way, you can draw arrows, right? You see how you can draw arrows? You have 1 arrow, 2, and 3. Okay? It says here to add the arrows going to the right. So here you add all of those products. And then the ones going to the left, you subtract them. So minus, minus, minus. And when we do one, you will see how very, very straightforward it is. Well, D&E are used in other ways because we reproduce them. So they're used here. Okay? All right. So let's find the determinant of this matrix. We're going to take the first 2 columns and just clone them here. All right. Now, I take the first diagonals. Okay. Always remember our main diagonals. We're always going like from the first number down. So you take that diagonal. Okay. If you multiply every number on that row, what do you get? -3 times -1 times 0. Okay, now you do plus. Okay, I put in a plus, then I go to the other one. 2, 2, minus 1. Plus, go back. 4, 1, 4. Okay, now I've run out of 3-element diagonals, right? So now I got to go in the opposite direction. In the opposite direction, I start here. But these I'm going to subtract. So minus, then I go to my matrix. 4, minus 1, minus 1. I put a subtraction sign. Then I go back to my matrix. -3, 2, 4. Subtraction sign. Then go back to the matrix. And that's a 2, 1, 0. All right, now all that's left is adding these up. All right, anything with zeros is just going to give you a 0. So here I have -4 plus 16. Okay, here, minus, 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 that's a -4. Minus, minus, plus 3 times 2 times 4, 24. And that's just a 0. All right. So here we have -4, that's -8, plus 16 is 8, plus 24 is 32. And there you have it. That's it. That's it. It's really very straightforward. This is a shortcut. This is not the formal way of doing determinants, but that's okay. All right. So let's do this next one then. All right, so we're going to reproduce the first 2 columns. All right. First, yeah. Okay, so first diagonal, 3, -1, 5, plus 1, 4, 1, plus 0, -2, 2. Okay, now, minus for the other direction, right? 0, -1, 1. Again, I put in my minus sign before I go back to the matrix, so as not to confuse double negatives and things like that. So 3, 4, 2, minus 1, -2, 5. And now it's arithmetic. So here I have negative 15, positive 4, 0, 0, negative 24, positive 10. Okay. Negative 15 plus 10 is negative 5. Plus 4 is negative 1. Negative 24 is negative 25. So this is the determinant. Okay? Huh? Same as what? Right. Okay. Now take out your calculators. By the way, the inverse of a 3 by 3, you can do it with the calculator. You can find all inverses, everything, all of this you could do on a calculator. Everything I've taught you until this point, you will be asked to do it manually. Okay? You will have 2 parts. All right. So let's take out calculators, please. Where's your calculator? Second matrix. That's the X inverse button. So 1, 2, 3, 4 down on the left. Okay, so it's highlighted in red here. Now, you have to scroll, so you have to press the right arrow tab until you hit edit. Okay, that tab. Press 1 to access matrix A. Now, mine has some stuff in there, but yours, you have to, okay, so it says to input dimensions 2 by 2. So let's do 2, enter, 2, enter. So now you have a 2 by 2 template, right? So we're going to put in the following: 1, negative 3, 2, 1. All right, so let's put that in. So 1, enter. So please remember, if you press enter, it toggles through the rows. So 1, enter, negative 3, enter, 2, enter, 1, enter. Okay? I'm putting in the matrix in purple over there. So you do 1, enter, negative 3, enter. Now, we're going to do second quit to exit that screen. Go to the home screen. It's to the right of second. Now, we're going to find the determinant. All right? So we're going to do second matrix again because you want to get that matrix. This time, go to math. In math, the first one is determinant. Hit that. Now you want to put in matrix A. So you have to recall matrix A. So you have to do the thing again. Second matrix. Now in this first window, just select 1 to grab matrix A.
Oh, because we said it before.
Right.
Wait till we click enter or click 1?
1 or enter, it's the same. Press enter. That's the determinant of that. Okay? So let's see if we would have gotten the same answer by hand. Determinant of A would have been 1 minus negative 6. Yep, that's 7.
Yeah, there we go.
Okay?
That's math.
So let's find the inverse of A by hand. A inverse is going to be 1 over 7 times 1, 1, and then here we have 3 and negative 2. Okay? So, oh, you know what? Let's do the inverse later. We'll Well, let's just finish this one. What's the inverse going to be? 1 over 7, 3 over 7, negative 2 over 7, 1 over 7. All right, that's the inverse, but we'll check later. All right, let's use the calculator to find determinant here. So let's plug in that first one. All right, so we're going to do second matrix in edit. Now, it's already a 2 by 2, right? And you want a 2 by 2? You could press any of the arrows and just go back to your first element there. Okay, here we go. I put in 5. If I press enter, it goes to the right. If you want to go down, just press the down arrow and you go to the bottom. Okay? So you can put them in any order that you want. No. Okay, so here we go. We're going to find the determinant. Second, okay, so look at this trick now. Second quit. Before we asked it to find the determinant of A, right? Now we modified A, but what do we need to do? We still need to find determinant of A, right? Shortcut. Just press enter and it repeats the process for the new A. Just press enter and now it's negative 66. Okay?
Wow.
Okay, so we're going to put in, so second matrix, we're going to edit that first one again. We're going to make it a 3 by 3. So 3, enter, 3, enter. And then we put in our values, right? So 8, negative 2. Please remember that you put in negative, not minus. 1. Oops. This is a 2. 6, 4. I have a mistake in this one. That should be a negative 3. So I entered it. I go second quit. What was the last command? It was determinant of A. What do we need to do now? Determinant of A. So just press enter. And that's the determinant of the new A.
Wow, that is crazy.
Okay? Now, how about inverses? So first, let's enter the matrix. Let's go back. Remember we found the inverse of that original up here? Let's just put that back in there. So we are going to do a 2 by 2. And our original matrix was 1, negative 3, 2, 1. Okay? Second quit. So, okay? So here, the first step was enter the matrix, which we've already done. Now, we need to find the inverse of it. So second matrix, second matrix, we have to grab matrix A. So press enter or 1. Now we need to find the inverse of this. The inverse. So once you're here, we want to find the inverse. So there is a mistake here. It says press second and that there is no second. Just press that same button that you're using for the matrix, right? That x to the minus 1, that means inverse. And press enter. Okay, now that's the inverse of your matrix, but that looks nothing like what we found because it's in decimals. So here's what you're going to do. Math. Hang on. Math. This one says to convert to fractions. So enter, enter, and that's the inverse. And it's exactly what we got before. Okay? I will get you in a second. Just a second. Okay. Okay. Well, I had this. I don't know what you had, but I had what it says here. Okay. Okay. what you're going to do now is the determinant of A for the first one, and then the inverse in fractions, all right? And please go ahead and do it for A and B. I'll stop this for a minute. So one more find. Okay, so to find determinant, second matrix. Are we doing it? You have to go to math. This is all in the directions that I have. You have to go to math, and that's where the determinant matrix option is. Then you press enter, and then you go back and you need to put in your matrix. All right, so the inverse then, so we said that the determinant of this matrix was 9. That's part A. That's the first part that we had to do. And then the inverse is this, but we have to convert it to fractions. Okay? So that will be the inverse. Okay. So this is what we got for the inverse of that matrix, and it has to be in fractions, period. What was the determinant for B? 0, which means what was the inverse? Right, there is no inverse.
So, like, do you care if you're singular or not? No.
I do. Write no inverse. I want to know that you know what singular means, okay? So, yesterday we talked about the fact that if the determinant is 0, a matrix will not have an inverse. Because again, if we didn't have the calculator, if we were doing this in the background, to find the inverse, we were doing 1 over determinant. Well, can you do 1 over 0? No. You can't do 1 over 0. Okay? Now, yes, I need to find the area of this triangle. All right? So what you have is you just have the 3 vertices of this triangle. All right? And you want to find the area of it. And we've always known that area of a triangle is half times base times height. So for this, you need to use the distance formula to find the base. You need to use the distance formula to find the height. Or we could do matrices. So let's do matrices. Okay, we have how many vertices here? 3 vertices. I write the vertices like this: 6, 1, 6, 6, 4, 2, 0. The order in which you put the vertices, it doesn't matter. You could do vertex A, B, C, C, A, B, whatever, okay? Now, we want to turn this into a matrix. We want a 3 by 3 matrix, but we're missing like a whole column, okay? So here's what you do. You go in and you put 1s for that column. Always 1s. Why 1s? It doesn't matter, but always 1s, okay? So you're always going to have 3 vertices, 1, 2, 3, and then 1, 1, 1. Always, 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 okay? Now, we're going to find the determinant of this. So let's find the determinant of this. To find the determinant, what did we do? Right? So we're going to do it by hand right now. So we're going to copy the first 2 rows by hand. And what are those first 2 columns? Right, but what are those? They're the what? They're just the vertices, right? So let's find the determinant of A. So, let's call this matrix V for vertices, right? So then let's do determinant of V. So first we have 4. I'm not going to do the times. Then I have positive 12 plus 0. Now minus 8 minus 0 minus 36. So the determinant of V is 4 plus 12 is 16, minus 8 is 8, minus 36 is negative 28.
No, because it's 8 plus negative. Or negative.
So now, to find the area, it's 1/2 absolute value of negative 28. All right? Yeah, it's got to be absolute value because you can't just do half of the determinant and get a negative number for area. That just doesn't work. So it's got to be absolute value. So the area then is 14. Okay? Now, if this was on a calculator part, you're more than welcome, to put that in your calculator.
Unit squared.
It's just part of the formula. Area is 1/2 absolute value of the determinant. So you can put that in your calculator and you will get the same exact answer, right? So 1, 6, 1, 6, 4, 1, 2, oh. Yes, 0, 1, and I think here I need a 1, right? So if I find the determinant of this, the determinant is this, right? Well, what's the area? The area is 1/2. Is 1/2 the same as 0.5?
Yeah.
It's 1/2 times the absolute value. Where is absolute value? It's in math, number, absolute value of negative 28.
How'd you get that absolute value?
Math, number, absolute value. Okay, can area be negative? No. So the determinant is, the area is really half the determinant. Okay? But you can't make it negative, so you have to go in and put the absolute value bars. Okay? All right, so on the homework, I would like you to do these by hand. So no calculator. Oh no, sorry. Oh my God, sorry. I would like you to do these with the calculator, right? And then those you could by hand. Okay?